Alright, so I'm just going to review 3.7 and 3.8 using the review worksheet that I gave back on Thursday. So this is the first question, 2x minus 3y equals to 6. And the first thing I would do is I would make this equation equal to y. So I'm going to bring over this 2x and I'm going to divide by negative 3 just so I have y by itself on the left hand side and then the equation in the right hand side. So here I go here, I'm going to subtract 2x here, so I must subtract 2x here. I'm going to get negative 3y equals negative 2x, because in a line equation the x's go before the actual number, then add by 6. Then I'm going to divide by negative 3 every term. And I'm going to have y by itself, negative, and a negative will give me a positive, so I'm just going to have 2, 3 right here, x. Then subtract by 6, divide by 3, that's going to give me a 2. Now that I have this, I'm going to make myself a table of x's here and y's here. Okay, so I see here that I have a denominator of 3, and when I work with these equations out, I don't want to have a fraction. I want to actually be able to get rid of that 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find multiples of 3. So once I divide by 3, I'm going to have a whole number in the end, and I'll show you what I mean. So for example, multiple of 3 you could use is 6. Another multiple you could use is 3. Then you must get your 0 and then your 2 negative. So again, remember, when you make your tables, you're going to have to need 2 positive numbers, the 0, and 2 negative numbers. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my x values that I have in this first column where I see an x. Okay, and that's how I'm going to get my y value. So for example, I'm just going to put it down here. Y equals 2 over 3 times by 6 now, okay, because that's my x value, minus 2. I'm going to get here 2 times by 6, that's 12 over 3 minus 2. 12 divided by 3. So as you can see here, now my I'm going to get a whole number because I have a nice multiple of 3 here, so this divides nicely. So that's going to give me 4 minus 2, and my answer there is 2. So when x is 6, y is 2. Okay, I'll do the next one over here. Y 2 over 3. Now I'm going to use a 3 now where I see an x. So I'm going to put a 3 here, minus 2. 2 times by 3 is going to give me 6 over 3 minus 2. 6 divided by 3, that's 2 minus 2. My answer is going to be 0. So I'm going to work it all out, and what I'm going to get is I'm going to have, when x is 0, y is negative 2, then we'll have negative 4, and then negative 6. Okay, so when I draw this graph out, okay, these here are my coordinates that I use. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly draw it out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's my first coordinate. X is 6. This is my x coordinate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y2. Okay, this is my y coordinate. So I'm going to have y2 about here. Okay, and then I'm going to have x3. There's my x3. Y0. So I don't move. It's going to be here. Oh, okay. Then x is negative 3, there's negative 3, y is negative 4, I'm going to have 1 here, and then x negative 6, y negative 6. And it looks like this program didn't like my dots here, so I actually have what the line is supposed to look like. So this is how your answer should look like. Alright, so here in question 5, I asked you from question 5 on, I believe, to solve the line equation by using intercepts. Alright, so when you use intercepts, all you have to do is you have to first make x equaling to 0 and then you have to find out the equation with y equaling to 0. So here's my x equaling to 0. I'm going to put 0 here because that's where the x is. Add by 5y equals to negative 5. So I'm left with, oh, someone came on Skype. 5y equals negative 5. Okay, then I'm going to divide by 5, divide by 5. That crosses out my 5. Y equals to negative 1. Okay, so I know now that my line will intercept at negative 1. Let's try the other one when y equals to 0. So I'm going to have my equation again here. X plus 5, 0 equals to negative 5. This crosses out because 5 times 0 is 0. So I'm just going to have x equaling to negative 5. So I know that my line also intercepts x axis at negative 5. So I'm just going to quickly draw it out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to have, this is the x and this is the y. So it's going to cross the x-axis at negative 5. So negative 5 is right here. Okay, and it's going to cross the y-axis, this one right here, at negative 1. So right over there. So I'm going to have a line that goes through these 2 points. My next slide, of course, shows it better. And here it is, intercepting at negative 5 and intercepting at negative 1. Alright, so in this last question, again, I wanted you to solve this line equation using the intercepts. So first I'm going to make x equals to 0. So I'm going to have here 0, negative y equals to negative 3. Left with negative y, negative 3. I can't have this negative hanging around here with the y. So I'm going to divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. And then y is going to equal to just 3. So my line is going to intercept at 3 on the y-axis. And then let's see where it intercepts on the x by making y equals to 0. So I'm going to have x subtract by 0, negative 3. X is going to equal to negative 3. So I know that on the x-axis it's going to intercept at negative 3. So here's my line again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's the x and this is the y. It says the line's going to intercept at negative 3. Negative 3 is right here. And it's going to intercept the y at 3. Y at 3 is right there. And my line's going to go through like that. And here is the finished product. Again, intercepting at negative 3 with the x-axis and intercepting at positive 3 in the y-axis.